Hello, thanks for coming back. A funny thing happened. I went away, I came back, this thing has now initialized, and I was not gone long. It's now initialized 1225 times, so at some point, now that it's just flashing, it means it's okay. Now, it is making a strange squeak. So is that the disk or the disk drive? That is the question. Well, after reseating the disk, it is now continuing to successfully initialize, which is not the same as format. Remember, this is my test demo disk. It's just trying to force it to sort of say, yo, there's a disk there. And it has done that. But of course, now I have the alcohol and the Q-tips. Well, I will have a last look at my little program that did all this. 8 lines of basic, and I did not code, I programmed it. Coding is not a word I understand. Anyway, so what did I do? I changed the screen in the background to black. I changed the characters to white. I cleared the screen, and then I said open 15, 8, 15, quote, I, 0, quote, colon, close 15. And then I asked it to count how many times it did it. How? X equals X plus 1. Every time it goes through, it adds 1. And then it prints, but does not clear the screen. It just moves the cursor to the top of the screen and prints X. And then what's it do? Go to 50. Does it all again. That is the program. That's all there is to it. And now it seems to be working. So what am I going to do? I would like to, even though it does seem to be working now, I'm going to try and load the directory, which it does do. So there's the test demo disk. I'm going to look at the disk. Certainly this disk has seen a lot of life. I do see it's had its moments. You know what I might do if I can? Oh yeah, I can see it. You cannot see this well, but inside the disk drive, like the circuit board is kind of a little bit in the way. But while I'm here, just so you can see how simple it is, I'm going to take my alcohol, wet this end of the Q-tip, and put the lid back on the alcohol. Whether this is rubbing alcohol, compound, topical antiseptic, relieves muscle stiffness, yeah. I don't know what percentage. Anyway, I've used it lots. And then, this is all it takes to clean the head. I can see the head. You can't, but I can see the head. I'm going to take this Q-tip and stick it, there's a little hold down thing. I'm going to rub it ever so gently back and forth. The head is basically like a white rectangle with a straight line through it. Now, do I know it was dirty? No. Do I think it was dirty? Maybe. I just don't know. So I'm doing it in sort of a circular pattern, twisting the Q-tip round and round, a little back and forth. That's it. That's all. Now, do I see anything on this? No, not a thing. Not a thing. I see a little dirt here. So maybe I'll just rub at that, and then see this kind of dirt on here. You will see. There's a little dirt in here. So I might as well take the Q-tip. I'll go in there, and then, of course, this is not from the head, this is from the case. Look, dirt. There's a little bit more there. Looks like a bit of a rough spot there. Anyway, regardless. And I'm just giving it a little bit of a chance to dry. Now it'll be interesting to see if this disc is still happy. My program is of course gone. But the drive still seems to be working. It may be, maybe I just didn't give it enough time. Ooh. We are having difficulties. File not found. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. Ah. Maybe I did not give it enough chance to dry. But it did load the directory. This is strange. I'm going to try my little thing again, which, oops, semicolon won't cut it, semicolon won't cut it. What's going to happen here? Alright, I'm not going to do the elaborate program this time. I'm going to do the quick and dirty. It's going to do it. It's going to go to 10. This is what it was doing before. So it is possible, maybe, I didn't wait long enough. I'm going to break the program. And look at the disk. Oh, it doesn't look so bad. There's a line on it, but there has been for some time. I'm going to take my blank disk. That is the one I use to test things. It is funny though, because it did load the directory. Let's try on another disk. Aha. Look at that. It is now reading quite fine. I wonder. And how do I know that? Because it's not banging the head, it's just clicking away here. Have I polluted this disk? Have I? Okay, now it seems quite pleased. Interesting. Well, let's see if we can load the directory. It is having some difficulty. You can always tell it's having a little bit of a rough time if the light flashes. Okay, the performance test is in. Now, I'm taking this disk out because I don't want to format it, but also keep in mind, I have the right protect sticker on it, so we won't let it get ruined. If not, this disk, of course, has been formatted bunches of times, and it's about to be doing it again. I wonder, maybe there's something with the mechanism. Maybe. Anyway, we'll see. We will see. One thing I have noticed, of course, is that this is the medium-sized circuit board, and all the major chips are socketed. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful. So here is the lid. And it looks pretty fine. Pretty fine indeed. Anyway, I'll put that down. And while I'm here, I see this little dude. I think he has batteries. But they must be either out, oh my word, dead, maybe they've leaked, and maybe he's ruined. And if they're not there, maybe I can replace them and see, or even if they are, if they haven't damaged things too terrible, maybe he's turned off. What's this? Glasses. Glasses. Okay, so the drive is formatting, or so it would seem. Well, let us have a look, see. On, demo, off. Let's see. And as always, these things have a screw. I have a bad feeling what I'm going to find here is badly corroded batteries and a ruined thing. Okay, it is doing its thing. Oh, well, they're not. They do not seem to be badly corroded. Sometimes, of course, you give these things a bit of a spin. Maybe he'll come to life. Nope. I suspect these are the original batteries. They are kaput. No good, no more. Alright, so the drive is doing its thing. Let's press here to see my nose glow. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll have to find some other batteries. And then we'll see. I wonder if he sings. I wonder if he dances. Or is it just his nose? I don't know. I am still suspicious of this disk drive. It is seeming to be doing its thing. It seems. Now there were some other disks here. Okay, it seems to have passed the performance test. That's good. But I'm still not sure, because of all the hiccups, to trust this. So I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn the computer on. And I'm going to load the directory of this disk and see how it does. It seems to have done okay. And then I'm going to load. I think I am. Oh. Maybe I did. I did 2 app searches. Maybe it works. Anyway. Alright, I am going to load in Beachhead. Because I know it is a long load. It is perhaps more complicated than just reading a directory and doing a performance test. And there may be reason for the program to do some head banging in there. And it would be interesting to see if this works. I did try this disk on another drive a few days ago, and it did seem to operate. It did. So, I am suspicious. With this drive. It's a funny thing with failures. Oh, there's so many ways things can fail. See, it is possible that there is still a chip problem, and that once the chip gets warm enough, whatever little micro connections inside that weren't happening come together. And then it works. It's possible. I'm just not sure. Anyway, I'm going to see if this loads, and then I suppose I will turn this drive off. And I will let it sit and get stone cold, 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 cold. And then I'll try again and see what's happening. In the meantime, at some point, this other 1541 with the flippy door, not the pop-down door. I will open it up to see what I see on the inside. Mostly to do with the flippy door. Ah, beachhead. It seems. Oh, one player. I will do one. Oh yeah, I seem to remember this a little bit. I tried earlier. I don't have a joystick plugged in, so I'm not going to do anything here. I tried this earlier, and it's funny, there was this battleship thing that I was in this harbor, and I'm assuming I was supposed to try and get by everybody, because it kept telling me I had weapons and ammunition and stuff, but I couldn't shoot anything. So I'm just not sure. But when I moved this onto this, then I got into a sea battle, where these planes kept taking off from an aircraft carrier and coming and trying to get me. Anyway, I don't see that if I do anything, or if I don't do anything, I don't think anything. Oh, what happened? The high scores. What did I do? Beachhead. Well, I've done something. Get ready. Anyway, once again, I really only loaded this to see that I could, and I did. And that is reassuring. Let's try this again. Let's go for load runner with instructions. That sounds like a longer load. Oh, instructions. Oh yeah, here's instructions. I think I will just let that go by as quickly as I can. And let it get to loading the program. If it will load the program. Wow. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, all this is reading off the disk. I'm assuming maybe it's a sequential file that it's reading, but I don't know. I haven't really looked at it. But it is certainly giving me lots of instructions on the game, which would be helpful, because sometimes you get into something and you don't know how to do something. You don't know how to do anything. Load runner is now loading. Please wait approximately 1.5 minutes. I've often wondered how much fast loaders do help. I'm assuming they help. You would think that if they didn't help, no one would buy them. But I have, everybody seems to have a fast load cartridge around. And when I say fast load, I mean Epic's fast load. There it is. But I have not used them much. Once again, I always fear that if I stick something like that in, something else with a program may not work, or the program may not work, or you know. But this is looking like this drive may be okay. Very strange. Very strange. I think it had run through the little program I wrote with keeping track somewhere between 150 and 200 times, when suddenly it said, "Hey, I can read this disk. That's good. I'll just keep reading it. Yeehaw." Yes. Oh, load runner. Does it come up? Oh, it does. Now remember, this computer has no sound. It does not. So it's going to do the load runner demo. And I have to look for batteries for this little dude. So, I figure what I'm going to do, I don't think that oh, I guess I'm going to leave it on for the moment. I'm going to say farewell for now, and I will let this drive get back down to cold, as in not out in the car cold, but just down to not turned on cold, and see if there is something that when the drive is has not been on for a while and running for a while, that if it once again starts to have issues. Because if there is, as I said, if there's a failure inside a chip, and say there's a little data line, a tiny little data line, maybe thinner than your hair, it's right next to the place it needs to be, or even if it's just a line to two halves, they're right there. But they're not quite touching. But after they heat up a little bit, they stretch ever so slightly. Not stretch, expand. Just move ever so slightly, and then they're making contact. That's what we call an intermittent failure, which is a pain. I much prefer something to really be screwed than kind of work, kind of not, kind of work, kind of not. Alright. Enough for now. I am going to let this thing run. And as I say, I don't really think it needs the disk drive on. So you know what? I'll be brave. If it does, so what? I'm going to turn it off and let it get really, 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 really cold. And then I will try again and see what's what. I shall. And then I'll have to deal with this other drive and see what's what. So, that's all for today. Stay tuned. Your comments and questions are always much appreciated. So, onward we go. Thanks for coming.